100 milliliters of 0.1 normal ferrous sulfate solution will be completely oxidized by x grams of potassium dichromate in acidic medium. The value of x is, so here the reaction is happening between ferrous sulfate and potassium dichromate. Ferrous sulfate is a reducing agent, whereas potassium dichromate is oxidizing agent. So the reaction is a redox reaction. So this problem is based on the principle that the number of equivalents of reducing agent is equal to number of equivalents of oxidizing agent. Okay, number of equivalents of reductant is equal to number of equivalents of oxidizing agent, that is potassium dichromate. Okay, how do you calculate number of equivalents? Number of equivalents is equal to normality into volume in liters, right? Okay, normality is equal to number of equivalents by volume in liters, or number of equivalents is equal to normality into volume, right? So here volume is given in milliliters, so divide it with 1000, right? So this volume is in liters, okay, is equal to number of equivalents of oxidizing agent. Number of equivalents is equal to mass by gram equivalent mass, right? Mass by gram equivalent mass will give number of equivalents. So here normality is given, that is 0.1 normal, and volume is given in milliliters, that is 100. Now divide with 1000, you will get number of equivalents of reducing agent, right? So that is equal to mass by gram equivalent mass. Gram equivalent mass is equal to gram molar mass divided by number of electrons gained by the oxidizing agent in the redox process. Okay, that is equal to Z factor. So gram molar mass divided by Z factor. So Z factor is obtained by using this reaction. Okay, dichromate ion is converted into Cr plus 3 ion in acidic medium, right? This you have to remember. Dichromate ion is reduced to Cr plus 3 ion. Okay, now balance this. Okay, in acid medium, you can balance this equation by adding water this side, right? And H plus ions this side. So how many electrons are used? Here 6 electrons are utilized. So 6 electrons are gained by dichromate. So here Z is equal to 6, right? Now substitute here. Okay, to calculate mass of potassium dichromate that is utilized to oxidize this solution, right? Okay, now 0.1 into 100 divided by 1000 is equal to mass of potassium dichromate divided by gram molar mass of potassium dichromate, that is equal to 294, right? And Z factor is 6, right? 6 electrons are utilized. Okay, so 6 will be cancelled, 49 times here. Now mass of potassium dichromate is equal to 0.1 into 100 into 49 divided by 1000, right? This will be cancelled 10 times here. Okay, so now if you do the calculation, 4.9 by 10, right? 4.9 by 10 is 0.49 gram, right? So these many grams of potassium dichromate are required to completely oxidize 100 milliliters of 0.1 normal ferrous sulfate solution. Okay, so here x grams of potassium dichromate are required. X is nothing but mass of potassium dichromate, that is 0.49 grams. Next problem, 100 milliliters of 2 molar HCl solution completely neutralizes 10 grams of a metal carbonate. The equivalent weight of metal is. So if you observe this problem, acid is neutralizing a metal carbonate. So we know the neutralization principle, that is number of equivalents of acid is equal to number of equivalents of base. Or in this case, the number of equivalents of acid is equal to number of equivalents of metal carbonate, right? So number of equivalents of acid is equal to number of equivalents of metal carbonate, right? So number of equivalents of acid is equal to normality into volume of the solution in liters, right? Is equal to number of equivalents of carbonate. Number of equivalents can be calculated by dividing mass with gram equivalent mass. Okay, so here normality of acid is given, that is 2. Okay, so here actually it is given as molarity, but in case of HCl, molarity is equal to normality because basicity is 1, right? If basicity of acid is 1, then molarity is equal to normality. So 2 molar can be taken as 2 normal here. So 2 into volume of the solution is 100 milliliters, divided with 1000, it comes in liters. So normality into volume in liters is equal to weight. Weight of metal carbonate is what? That is given as 10 gram divided by gram equivalent mass. So gram equivalent mass of metal carbonate can be calculated now. Okay, now calculate equivalent mass. Okay, that is equal to 10 into 1000 divided by 2 into 100. 2 into 100, cancel 100 here. 100 by 2 is equal to 50, right? So this is equivalent mass of metal carbonate. But what is asked here? It is asked to calculate equivalent mass or equivalent weight of metal, right? Okay, so now equivalent mass of metal carbonate. Let equivalent mass of metal carbonate is EmCO3, that is equal to equivalent mass of metal plus equivalent mass of carbonate ion. Okay, equivalent weight of metal carbonate is equal to equivalent weight of metal plus equivalent weight of carbonate ion. Okay, now you know the equivalent weight of metal carbonate, that is 50, right? Gram equivalent mass is 50 gram, or equivalent mass is 50, right? Is equal to equivalent mass of metal plus equivalent mass of carbonate ion. Okay, for carbonate ion, equivalent weight is equal to formula mass divided by charge on the ion. What is the formula mass? Formula mass of carbonate ion is 12 plus 3 into 16. So that comes out to be 60 divided by charge on the ion, that is 2, right? So this is equal to 30 now. Now equivalent weight of metal is equal to 50 minus 30, right? So that is equal to 20. 20 is the equivalent weight of metal. That is the answer. Next problem, 0.45 gram of an acid of molecular mass 90 was neutralized by 20 milliliters of 0.5 normal potassium hydroxide solution. The basicity of the acid is. So, in this problem, acid is neutralizing base. That means it is acid base neutralization reaction. And what is the principle? The principle is number of equivalents of acid is equal to number of equivalents of base, right? Number of equivalents of acid is equal to number of equivalents of base. So for number of equivalents of acid, we can write mass by gram equivalent mass. Okay, number of equivalents of acid is equal to mass by gram equivalent mass, and number of equivalents of base is equal to volume into normality, because here volume and normality are given. Okay, so volume into normality will give number of equivalents of base. Okay, so this is volume of the base in liters, right? Okay, now what is the mass of the acid? Mass of the acid is 0.45, and gram equivalent mass is equal to gram molar mass by basicity. Okay, so that we have to find out. So here gram equivalent mass is equal to gram molar mass divided by basicity. Basicity is Z is equal to volume of the base is 20 milliliters. Okay, divide with 1000, that comes in liters, into normality. What is normality of base? That is 0.5 normal. Okay, now simplify this. Okay, Z is in the numerator. Okay, is equal to 20 into 0.5. Okay, into 90 divided by 1000 into 0.45. Okay, so now simplify. This is equal to what? 5 into 2 or 10. Okay, into 90 divided by, okay, multiply with 100 here, so it becomes 10 into 45. Okay, so 10 will be cancelled, and 90 is cancelled by 45 two times. So Z is equal to 2, or valence factor is 2. That is nothing but basicity of the acid, right? This is the answer. Next problem, 10 milliliters of 1 normal HCl, 20 milliliters of N by 2 H2SO4, and 30 milliliters of N by 3 HNO3 are mixed together, and volume is made to 1 liter. Normality of the resulting solution is, okay, normality of the resulting solution can be calculated by using this formula. N is equal to N1V1 plus N2V2 plus N3V3 divided by total volume, right? So here the principle is number of equivalents of a resulting mixture is equal to sum of the equivalents present in different solutions. Okay, so normality into volume gives number of equivalents of the resulting solution, and N1V1 is the number of equivalents of first solution, N2V2 is number of equivalents of second solution, that is sulfuric acid, and this is the number of equivalents of third solution. So total number of equivalents will be equal to number of equivalents in the mixture. Okay, Now N1 V1 are the normality and volumes of the first solution, that is HCl. So what is normality? 1, volume is 10, right? N2 is normality of second solution, that is n by 2. N by 2 means 0.5 normal, okay, into volume is 20 plus normality of third solution is 1 by 3. 1 by 3 is 0.33, right? Volume of this solution is 30 milliliters divided by total volume. Okay, total volume is what? 10 plus 20 plus 30. Okay, so that is 60 ml. But this solution is made to 1 liter. So that means we have to take 1 liter or 1000 milliliters. That is the final volume, right? Now calculate. 10 plus this is 5 into 2, 10 plus this is 1 by 3 into 30. So once again it is 10 divided by 1000, right? So 30 by 1000 is 3 by 100. Okay, 30 by 1000 is 3 by 100 normal. Means 3 by 100 gram equivalents per liter is the concentration of the resulting mixture. Next problem, what will be the normality of a solution obtained by mixing 0.45 normal and 0.60 normal sodium hydroxide in the ratio 2:1 by volume? Okay, so this is a very simple problem, okay, where we have to find out normality of a resulting solution which is obtained by mixing two solutions of the same solute. Okay, that is sodium hydroxide. Okay, now normality of resulting solution is equal to N1 V1 plus N2 V2 divided by total volume V. Okay, now normality of first solution is 0.45 and volume is 2. Okay, they are mixed in 2:1 ratio. So you can take it as 2 liters of first solution, 1 liter of second solution, right? So 0.45 into volume of first solution is 2 liter plus second solution has normality 0.60 into volume is 1, right, divided by total volume. Okay, total volume is 2 plus 1, 3 liter, right? Total volume is 3 liters. Now calculate. So this is equal to 0.90 plus 0.60 divided by 3. Okay, so this is equal to 1.5 divided by 3. Okay, so 1.5 by 3 is equal to 0.5 normal. So this is the normality of the resulting solution. Next problem, the volume of 10 normal and 4 normal HCl required to make a 1 liter of 7 normal HClR. So here a mixture is obtained by mixing two different solutions of HCl, okay, with different concentrations 10 normal and 4 normal, but the solute is the same, that is HCl, right? So this is the resulting solution whose volume is also given, but volumes of these two solutions we have to find out. So normality of resulting solution can be calculated by using this formula, N is equal to N1 V1 plus N2 V2 by V, right? Like the normality of first solution is N1 and volume is V1, and normality of second solution is N2 and volume is V2, and this is volume of the resulting mixture. Okay. Now normality of the mixture is given, that is 7, and normality of first solution is 10, and volume is V1, right? Normality of second solution is 4, and volume is V2. Okay. So here two solutions are mixed whose volumes are V1 and V2. Total volume is V, right? Now what is the volume of second solution? That is V2. V2 is equal to V minus V1. Total volume minus volume of the first solution, right? Divided by total volume. Okay. Now simplify this, 10V1 plus 4V minus 4V1 divided by V, right? So 7V is equal to 10V1 minus 4V1 plus 4V. 10V1 minus 4V1 is 6V1, and total volume is given, that is 1. Okay, so 4 into 1. Okay, that is equal to 7 into 1. Total volume is again 1 here, right? Now 6V1 is equal to 7 minus 4, or 3 liters. Okay, 6V1 is equal to 3, or V1 is equal to 3 by 6, or 1 by 2. That is equal to 0.5 liters, right? So this is the volume of first solution, and the volume of second solution is obtained by subtracting this volume from total volume, because V1 plus V2 is equal to total volume, and now the volume of second solution is equal to total volume minus volume of first solution, V minus V1. 1 minus 0.5 obtained here. 1 minus 0.5 is 0.5, right? So by mixing 0.5 liters of 10 normal HCl and 0.5 liters of 4 normal HCl, you will get 1 liter of 7 normal HCl. Next problem, the normality of 0.98% weight by volume of sulfuric acid solution is. Okay, here 0.98% weight by volume is given. That means 0.98 grams of solute are present in 100 milliliters solution. 0.98% weight by volume means 0.98 grams of solute present in 100 milliliters of solution. So mass of solute is available, volume of the solution is also available. So you can directly calculate normality. Now normality is equal to what? Number of gram equivalents divided by volume of the solution in liters, right? Number of equivalents is equal to mass by gram equivalent mass. Okay, volume of the solution in liters. Suppose if it is given in milliliters, divide the volume in milliliters with 1000. Now the formula becomes mass by gram equivalent mass into 1000 by volume of the solution in milliliters. So what is the mass of solute? That is 0.98 gram. Okay, and the gram equivalent mass of sulfuric acid is equal to molar mass divided by basicity. Okay, molar mass divided by basicity. What is basicity of sulfuric acid? Sulfuric acid ionizes to give 2 H plus ions and 1 sulfate ion. Basicity is number of H plus ions given by one molecule or one formula unit of acid. So what is basicity? Basicity is 2, right? So I am substituting basicity here. So gram equivalent mass is now equal to molar mass by 2, right? Into 1000 divided by volume. Volume is what? Volume is 100 milliliters. Okay. Now simplify this. Cancel 100 here, so 10 will be remaining, so that is equal to 9.8 divided by 98 into 2, right? So this will be cancelled. 10 times 2 by 10 is equal to 0.2, okay? 0.2 normal or 0.2 gram equivalents of sulfuric acid are present per liter solution. This is the answer. Next problem, the number of millimoles of sulfuric acid present in 5 liters of 0.2 normal solution is. So here number of millimoles are asked. So we have to find out number of equivalents first, from which we can calculate number of millimoles, right? So here normality is given, volume is given, from which we can calculate number of equivalents. So we know the formula of normality. Normality is equal to number of equivalents by volume of the solution in liters, right? So now number of equivalents is equal to what? Normality into volume. Normality is given, that is 0.2, and volume is 5 liter. So that is equal to 1. So 1 equivalent. 1 equivalent is present. 1 equivalent is equal to 1000 milliequivalents. So here number of moles are asked. So how do you calculate number of moles? Number of moles and number of equivalents are related like this. Number of equivalents is equal to number of moles into Z factor, right? So similarly number of milliequivalents is equal to number of millimoles into Z factor. Okay, this is number of milliequivalents, and similarly these are number of millimoles, right? So now number of millimoles is equal to number of equivalents divided by Z. Number of milliequivalents are 1000, and Z is what? For sulfuric acid, Z factor is 2. Okay, so that is nothing but basicity of the acid, right? Number of H plus ions given by one molecule or one formula unit of acid is called basicity of the acid. So what is the basicity? Basicity is 2, or Z is equal to 2. Okay, Z is equal to 2, that is nothing but basicity of the acid. So 1000 is number of milliequivalents divided by basicity 2. So that is equal to 500 millimoles. 500 millimoles, that is the answer. Next problem, 10 millimoles of diacidic base exactly neutralizes 100 milliliters of an acid. The normality of the acid is. So here this is acid base neutralization reaction. We have to find out normality of the acid. But here number of millimoles of base is given, right? So first of all we have to find out number of equivalents of this base, because normality gives the relationship between number of equivalents and volume. So first of all we are converting moles into equivalents of the base. Okay, number of equivalents is equal to what? Number of moles into valence factor, right? So number of equivalents is equal to number of moles into valence factor. Valence factor of this base is 2, because it is diacidic base. Diacidic means this base gives 2 OH minus ions per molecule. One molecule of base gives 2 OH minus ions, or acidity is 2. So number of moles into 2 gives number of equivalents. But here it is given as millimoles. So obviously if you use number of millimoles here, you will get a number of milliequivalents. So this is number of milliequivalents, right? This is milliequivalents. Okay, so number of milliequivalents of base is obtained, but here it is asked about the normality of the acid. Okay, remember, number of equivalents of acid is equal to number of equivalents of base. Okay, the neutralization principle is number of equivalents of base is equal to number of equivalents of acid. So here 20 milliequivalents of base is obtained. So that means number of milliequivalents of acid is also 20, right? Now we can calculate normality of this acid. Normality is equal to what? Number of equivalents by volume of the solution in liters, or number of milliequivalents divided by volume of the solution in milliliters. Normality is equal to number of equivalents by volume of the solution in liters, or it is also equal to number of milliequivalents divided by volume of the solution in milliliters, right? So what is the number of milliequivalents? 20 divided by volume of the solution. Volume of the solution is 100 milliliters, right? So divide with 100. So it is equal to 2 by 10 or 0.2 normal or 0.2 gram equivalents per liter, right? So that is the normality of the acid. Next problem, 6.3 gram of oxalic acid, 0.4 mole of oxalic acid and 0.2 gram equivalents of oxalic acid are dissolved in 2 liter solution. 50 ml of this solution neutralizes 20 milliliters of potassium permanganate solution in acid medium. Normality of potassium permanganate is. So first of all, we have to find out normality of oxalic acid. Then we can calculate normality of potassium permanganate. Okay. So first step is to calculate normality of oxalic acid. So here, first we'll find out number of equivalents of this, and here gram equivalents are given. We'll add the number of equivalents. So total number of equivalents will be obtained. So let the number of equivalents in the first solution is Ne1, that is equal to mass by gram equivalent mass. Mass by gram equivalent mass. What is the mass of oxalic acid? 6.3 gram. And gram equivalent mass of oxalic acid is molar mass divided by basicity. Okay. Oxalic acid has a molar mass 126, right? And basicity is 2, right? Because the formula of oxalic acid is H2C2O4 2H2O. This is hydrated oxalic acid, and basicity is 2 here, right? So it gives 2H plus signs. So molar mass divided by basicity. So here 2 cancels, 63 times 6.3 by 63 is equal to 1 by 10 or 0.1, right? So this is the number of equivalents present in first solution. The second solution contains 0.4 mole. Number of equivalents in the second solution is Ne2, that is equal to number of moles into Z factor. Number of moles 0.4 and Z factor is 2. Okay, so that is equal to 0.8. And third solution contains 0.2 equivalents. So Ne3 is equal to 0.2, right? That is equal to 0.2. So what is the total number of equivalents now? Ne1 plus Ne2 plus Ne3, right? So that is equal to 0.1 plus 0.8 plus 0.2. Okay, that is equal to 1.1. Okay, number of equivalents is equal to 1.1. So 1.1 equivalents are present in 2 liters. So now what is the normality of the resulting solution? number of equivalents divided by volume of the solution in liters. Number of equivalents 1.1, volume is 2, right? So this is normality of oxalic acid. Now this is reacting with potassium permanganate of unknown normality. So 50 ml of this is reacting with 20 ml of this, right? Potassium permanganate is oxidizing agent, oxalic acid is reducing agent. Number of equivalents of oxidizing agent is equal to number of equivalents of reducing agent. Number of equivalents is equal to normality into volume. Okay, number of equivalents of reducing agent is equal to number of equivalents of oxidizing agent into V2, right? N1 is what? 1.1 divided by 2 into volume. How much volume is used? 50 milliliters, and that is equal to normality of second solution, that is potassium permanganate, and volume is 20 milliliters, right? 50 milliliters of oxalic acid is neutralizing 20 milliliters of potassium permanganate. Okay, now calculate. 0 will be cancelled, right? 2 into 2 will be equal to 4. So 1.1 into 5 is 5.5 divided by 4. So that is equal to 1.375 normal. Normality of potassium permanganate is 1.375 gram equivalents per liter. This is the answer. Next problem, molarity of 3 normal H3PO4 solution is. Okay, so here normality is given, that is 3 normal, and molarity we have to determine. And our normality and molarity related. Normality is equal to molarity into valence factor, that is Z. Okay, valence factor is nothing but basicity of the acid. This is an acid, and basicity. Basicity means number of H plus ions given by one molecule of the acid, right? So H3PO4 ionizes to give 3H plus ions and 1 phosphate ion. Okay, so what is Z here? Z is 3. This is the number of H plus ions produced by one molecule of acid. So basicity is 3. Are all the hydrogen atoms present in the molecular formula of the acid ionizable? All the hydrogen atoms are not ionizable, but the hydrogens which are attached to oxygen or polar hydrogens are ionizable. To ascertain that fact, we'll see the structure of phosphoric acid. Okay, so if you see the structure, one oxygen is double bonded oxygen, remaining oxygens are single bonded oxygens, like this, right? To which hydrogens are attached. So hydrogen is present here on oxygen atoms. So how many hydrogens are attached to oxygen? 3 hydrogens are attached to oxygen. All the 3 hydrogens are ionizable, right? So basicity is 3. Now substitute basicity here and normality here, right? So now 3 normal is equal to molarity into basicity. Basicity is 3, right? Now molarity is what? Molarity is equal to 3 by 3, that is equal to 1, right? So 3 normal phosphoric acid has molarity 1. Next problem, the density of 3 molar sodium chloride solution is 1.252 gram per milliliter. The molality of solution is. Okay, so what is molarity? Molarity is 3 molar, and molarity is asked. Okay, for calculation of molality, you require mass of solvent, right? So first we'll calculate mass of solvent. So here it is given as 3 molar solution. 3 molar solution means 3 mole of solute 3 mole solute present in 1 liter solution, right? 1 liter solution. Okay, 3 mole means 3 into molar mass of sodium chloride is 58.5. Okay, 3 into 58 grams of solute present in 1 liter. 1 liter means 1000 milliliters solution. 1000 milliliters solution. Okay, so now 3 into 58.5 grams means it is equal to 176.5 gram of solute present in 1000 milliliter solution. Okay, so here 1000 milliliters means what is the mass of 1000 milliliter solution? That is equal to 1000 into density, volume into density, that will give mass, right? 1.252 gram. This is volume, this is density. Volume into density is mass, right? So that is equal to 1252 gram, right? Now 176 gram, 176.5 gram of solute present in 1252 gram solution, right? Okay, this is the mass of solute, this is mass of solution, right? Now mass of solvent can be obtained by subtracting this from this, right? Because mass of solution is equal to mass of solvent plus mass of solute. A is solvent, B is solute, right? So mass of solvent now equal to mass of solution minus mass of solute. Mass of solution is 1252 gram minus mass of solute is 176.5 gram. Okay, so that is equal to 1075.5 gram. Okay, so this is the mass of solvent in 1 liter solution, right? Okay, now we have to calculate molality. Molality is what? Molality is equal to number of moles of solute divided by mass of solvent in kg, right? So this is mass of solute, this is number of moles of solute divided by mass of solvent. Okay, number of moles of solute. Okay, so in 1 liter 3 moles are present, right? Okay, this is 3 molar solution means 3 mole of solute present. Okay, 3 mole divided by mass of solvent in kg. Okay, so 1075.5 grams divided by 1000. Okay, so this is equal to 3000 divided by 1075.5. Now calculate, and if you calculate you will get 2.79 molar or 2.79 mole per kg of concentration is obtained. Next problem, molarity of 1 molar aqueous solution of sodium hydroxide is. Here density of the solution is given as 1.02 gram per milliliter, right? So here once again molarity relation is given. Okay, so this problem will do by using a formula we have already derived, right? So in earlier problem we used regular procedure. This is useful for subjective way, whereas we'll use a formula here which is more useful for objective pattern, right? So what is the relationship between molarity and molality? Molality, M is equal to 1000 into molarity divided by 1000 into density minus molarity into gram molar mass of solute, right? This is the formula. I repeat, molarity is equal to 1000 into molarity divided by 1000 into density minus molarity into gram molar mass of solute, right? This is the formula. Okay, now molarity is given, that is 1 molar, right? Okay, molarity we have to determine. Okay, so divided by 1000 into density is 1.02 minus molarity, we have to calculate gram molar mass of solute. Gram molar mass of solute is 40. Okay, solute is sodium hydroxide. Gram molar mass of solute is 40 gram per mole. Okay, okay, now simplify this. This is 1020 minus 40 m, right? That is equal to 1000 m divided by 1020 minus 40 m, right? Cross multiply 1020 minus 40 m is equal to 1000 m. Okay, 1000 m plus 40 m is equal to 1020, right? So this is 1040 m is equal to 1020, or molarity is equal to 1020 by 1040. Okay, so if you calculate, you will get 0.98 molar, 0.98 mole per liter. Okay, that is the answer. Remember, in subjective pattern, this is the usual procedure. Okay, you can do in a stepwise manner like this, and in objective pattern you can use this formula. Remember this. Next problem, the mole fraction of a solvent in a 0.1 molar aqueous solution is. Okay, so here molality is given, we have to find out mole fraction. Okay, molality is equal to xb into 1000 divided by xa into molar mass of solvent. Okay, molar mass of solvent, right? This is the formula. Molarity is equal to mole fraction of solute into 1000 by mole fraction of solvent into gram molar mass of solvent. Okay, so what is given here? Molality is given, right? Molality is 0.1 is equal to xb, that is mole fraction of solute into 1000 divided by mole fraction of solvent into gram molar mass of solvent. Aqueous solution means solvent is water, so molar mass of water is 18, right? So here 0.1 is equal to xb. This is mole fraction of solute. It can be written in terms of mole fraction of solvent. xb is equal to 1 minus xa, right? Into 1000 divided by xa into 18. 18 xa into 0.1 is equal to 1 minus xa into 1000. Okay, so that will be equal to 1000 minus 1000 xa, right? So this is equal to 1.8 xa is equal to 1000 minus 1000 xa. 1.8 xa plus 1000 XA is equal to 1000 or 1001.8 XA is equal to 1000 or XA is equal to 1000 by 1001.8. Okay, so if you calculate, you'll get 0.9982. Okay, that is the mole fraction. Remember, mole fraction does not have any units because it is a ratio. Next problem, the mole fraction of solute in the aqueous solution of sodium hydroxide is 0.1. The molarity of solution is, okay, so this problem is similar to previous problem where we calculated a mole fraction by using molality, and here it is mole fraction given, molality we have to calculate. So in earlier problem we used this formula, but in this problem we'll try to do without using a formula, right? So mole fraction of solute is given, that is 0.1. okay, 0.1 means 1 by 10. okay, so we know the mole fraction of solute is equal to number of moles of solute divided by number of moles of solvent plus number of moles of solute in a binary solution. okay, xb equal to nb by na plus nb. So here number of moles of solute is 1. That means number of moles of solvent must be equal to 9, right? okay, so 1 mole of solute is present in 10 moles of solution, or it contains 9 moles of solvent and 1 mole of solute, right? So this is the mole ratio. okay, 1:10. okay, now number of moles of solvent is equal to mass by gram molar mass of solvent, or mass of solvent is equal to number of moles of solvent into gram molar mass of solvent. okay, so number of moles of solvent is 9 and gram molar mass of solvent is 18, right? So that is equal to 162 gram. okay, so this is aqueous solution. So solvent is water, so molar mass of water is 18, so 9 into 18 is equal to 162 gram. okay, we'll calculate molality. Molality is equal to number of moles of solute divided by mass of solvent in kg, right? Number of moles of solute is equal to 1, right? okay, mole fraction is 0.1, or 1 mole of solute is present in 10 mole of solution. okay, the mass of solvent containing 1 mole of solute is 162 grams. okay, 1 mole of solute is present in 9 mole of solvent, or 162 gram of solvent. So this is mass of solvent in gram divided with 1000. okay, okay, so 1000 by 162. Now calculate. You will get 6.17 mole per kg, or molality of the solution is 6.17, right? So you can calculate molality when mole fraction is given by using either this formula, or you can use this procedure to get the answer. okay, this is more useful for subjective pattern, and the formula is more useful for objective pattern.